Thanks for tuning into our seller interview series. Up today, we've got an Amazon FBA business for sale in the apparel and accessories niche. Created in October 2014, this business makes $6,270 per month in net profit, and the listing number for this business is 40931. Now, we do these interviews to give potential buyers more information about both the sellers and the businesses they're looking to purchase. We hope these insights are helpful for you in making a buying decision. We've got the seller with us today to go through the business and cover everything from niche selection to traffic and monetization. Thanks for coming on, Phil.
No worries, Greg.
Before we begin, just to give kind of a 30,000-foot view of the business for everyone, a quick summary. As I already mentioned, it was built in October 2014. The monthly revenue is $23,643, with expenses sitting at $17,373 for that net profit of $6,270, and that is over a 12-month average. So with that said, Phil, could you fill us in a little bit on your background? Is this kind of your first online business that you've had, or is it just one of many that you've built?
Yeah, no, it's the first one I've had, really. So basically, just before I started the business in October 2014, one of the main products I was actually selling on eBay before, and basically found out about Amazon, put the product on Amazon in October 2014. It really, really took off. And then I kind of just started, researching other products to try and expand the range out, and then just really kept sort of growing it from there. I think I over doubled the turnover after the first 12 months.
Nice.
And then doubled it again. So yeah, I mean, it's been on a pretty good trajectory ever since we started, really.
That's great. How did you come up with the idea for this product? Without giving away the actual product, was it something that you were interested in already? Did you do some kind of competitive research? How did you get into it?
Kind of by accident, to be honest with you. When I first started on eBay, I literally did not have a clue where to start. So I think I used Therapy to just do some research on eBay, and I just stumbled upon this product, and it had really, really good numbers and not really a great deal of competition. So it was ideal. And luckily, the same could be said when I put it on Amazon, and it's the same situation now. It's very low competition, and yeah, it does really well. So kind of by accident, really, right place at the right time.
That's great. Were you sourcing the product when you were selling it on eBay as well?
Yeah. So we still use the same supplier that we've used the entire time. So yeah, we've got a really good relationship with them. And likewise with the other products that we rolled out, kind of like the summer of 2015 really was when we started expanding the range. Again, we're just kind of lucky. We just got really good relationships, really good suppliers. And they've also got a lot of other products that we've been interested in to help us expand. So yeah, we're quite lucky in that regard. Kind of one of those rare things really, where the first few suppliers we dealt with have just been absolutely golden.
That's awesome, man. That's really good to hear. For someone that is looking at this business, maybe this is their first time looking at acquiring an online business, or maybe their first experience with Amazon FBA in particular, could you just briefly describe how your business is making money with the Amazon FBA model?
Yeah, so it's really straightforward. Basically, we purchased the stock from our suppliers, and we've got a freight forwarder that manages basically getting everything from the factory directly to FBA. So it's completely hands off, literally just a few emails, and I can go to bed and not have to worry about touching my products. They basically just get sent into the Amazon warehouses, and then basically they're up for sale on Amazon. I mean, now we're quite established as far as the rankings go. So we don't really have to run that many promotions or anything to sort of maintain our ranking, and we just sort of supplement the organic sales with a bit of Amazon PPC here and there. But otherwise, it's extremely straightforward. I mean, I don't think I spend more than 5 hours a week myself running it, and we've got a virtual assistant who's based in the Philippines, and she basically does all of the customer service, sort of checking that all the listings are okay. Essentially, the day-to-day running is outsourced to the virtual assistant, and I'm just sort of keeping an eye on things. So it's, the amount of work that's required is quite low, really, from my side.
It sounds like you've kind of built out a good system here. So that kind of leads me into my next question. Since you do have a kind of minimal work required.
Mm.
Why are you selling the business? Why not just keep it and keep that cash flow?
Well, my father unfortunately had an accident at the end of last year, and as a result of that, I've essentially started running the family business. And it's not an online business. So I'm basically out of the house from 6 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock at night. And I just don't have the time really to keep running it. And the amount of time I'm spending on my father's business is actually growing. And yeah, I just felt that the time has come. Just I need to focus on this solely. And
Get rid of some of your mental capital.
yeah, I mean, it is only, an hour or, give or take every day, but it's just when I get home, I'm knackered. I've got a young family and it's just another responsibility that I've got. And yeah, like the work that I'm doing for the family business is only going to increase. So yeah, the time's right just to sort of pass it on to someone who can, really get their teeth into it and grow it, because there's a hell of a lot that can be done to grow it even further. Like I said, we've doubled the turnover every year for the past 2 years, and you can do that again easily, if not more. But it just needs someone to sort of take it, keep running it, but spend a bit of time and nurturing it. And yeah, like I said, if I keep it, I just don't have the time to do what needs to be done really to keep it growing at the rate that it has been.
That is understandable. You have any ideas for the money? Are you going to be reinvesting it into your family business, or are you going to do a vacation, or?
Yeah, no. Well, that's another reason actually as well for considering selling it is there's a lot of opportunity within the family business, and like I said, it's kind of on my shoulders now. And yeah, there's quite a bit of investment that we want to make in that business to sort of further that. So yeah, the sale of this will basically just go straight back into my family business and help grow that side of it.
It's good, man. We already talked a little bit about how you kind of had success out of the gate when you got this product up on eBay in the Amazon FBA program. But is there anything you learned from this business that you're going to be applying, like say to your family business, or perhaps to another online project down the road? Is just one thing that you learned that worked really well for you?
It's all about product selection. I mean, like I said, I was lucky with the first product because it was literally the first product I had. Everything looked good as far as I could see. But, the other products we've rolled out, I've kind of, applied the same approach to them. Make sure that it's, you've got to have a good quality product. And, as long as you've got that bit right, you're kind of halfway there, really. And it's similar to our family business. What we do is very niche, but it's, we provide, a really, really good quality service. We're more expensive than everyone else that does exactly the same thing. But because, we have a quality product and we do well from it. And I think the same translates to Amazon or, any other business, really. You've got a good quality product and that kind of shines through. So that's what I've tried to sort of model the products that I've got on Amazon around. And, it's worked well.
That's great. I often say the quickest shortcut in business is just making everything as high of quality as possible. Because it speaks for itself if you have a good product in a lot of ways. Is there anything?
And not only that, good customer service as well. That's one thing that I've always, really, really focused on. And, you get repeat business from it. If you sell a good quality product, but you don't have decent customer service, then you might not get that repeat customer. But, if you get both right, then, you've got a really good chance of being successful.
Definitely. Totally agree. Is there anything in this business that you tried that didn't work? Anything you wish you hadn't done? Anything like that?
Nothing major that I can think of the top of my head, apart from, I must admit, Amazon PPC is not something that I have spent a lot of time on in terms of optimization and strategy and that kind of thing. And to be honest, I think if I had focused more on that, the business could have done even better than it has done. I mean, I have had one or two products that I tried that didn't really work out, but there's nothing really of note that I can think of off the top of my head that hasn't really worked, to be honest.
That's great. That's
No,
what you want to happen, right?
no, I think I am quite fortunate, but then I am quite picky with product selection and I don't really make snap decisions. And normally I spend a hell of a lot of time researching and looking at the numbers, and I only pull the trigger when I'm pretty sure something's going to go the right way. So I think probably because I'm a bit of a data nerd.
It's a
That's
good thing
why
to be with online business.
yeah, we haven't really had too many things that haven't worked out. But like I said, it's all down to the research and the numbers. And, like I said, I think in this business, it's as long as you've got the quality product and you've done your research, it's quite hard to fail spectacularly. So I know a number of people who have got Amazon businesses and, they've had products that haven't quite worked out, but they still sell and they still make the money, just
Right.
not quite at the rate that they would have liked. So
Do you use any kind of like tool to research new products? Are you researching them manually? What's kind of your method there?
So we use Jungle Scout,
Okay, cool.
but I do also take into account like Google traffic. I also look at on eBay as well. I try and get an overall picture of how a product sells, not just on Amazon. And the main reason for that was I always had it in my head that I would obviously start off on Amazon, but if you know that your product also sells on eBay and there's high search volume on Google, it makes it that much easier to then take the product off Amazon and expand for other channels, like eBay or your own website, which is actually something we did start to do. We have got our own website set up actually, but we just haven't had the time really to focus on it and do what we wanted to do with it.
Now, do you have other channels, like other sales channels currently outside of Amazon as well that you are selling products on? Or is it just kind of like the website where it's all ready to go, but maybe you just haven't pulled the trigger yet on it?
Yeah, we do get some sales through eBay, but again, I haven't really spent enough time sort of doing much on that. I literally used a tool called Joe Lister, which basically automatically syncs our products from Amazon onto eBay. All the inventory is synced. So every time you get a sale on eBay, you don't have to worry about it. Everything's done in the background. But I mean, that was literally just, I set it up and forgot about it. I haven't done anything with that. So that's probably something that can be concentrated on. The website, I think, is really one key area where, you could potentially do quite well. I mean, initially we set it up to get contact information from our current customers. So all our products have hang tags that directs them to our website so they can register for a warranty and a discount. So obviously by doing that, we can get our customer information, which then we can create lookalike audiences on Facebook and start targeting, similar customers on Facebook, and then, start generating that traffic to the website as well, just to try and, increase the amount of revenue we're getting outside of Amazon. But like I said, we just haven't had time to do as much as we would have liked. So the site's there ready to go. And I think that in particular is quite an interesting area.
Definitely, I agree. Now, on the actual Amazon platform, you're selling in more than one market, right? So maybe you can go into a little bit of detail. You're in the UK market, and what are the other markets?
So this is quite a good thing about having a European seller account. So you can sell on the UK platform, but you can also sell on Germany, Spain, France, and Italy. So I think probably last summer I got a handful of our listings translated, and I set the listings up on the other 4 EU platforms as well. Those 4 EU platforms actually account for around 15% of our total revenue, which isn't so bad considering I never did anything to launch the products. I literally just translated them and put them up there, and they just started selling on their own pretty much.
Nice.
So I mean, that's another area that potentially can really, really help boost overall revenues. Just the listings could probably do with a bit of refinement. A proper launch strategy would certainly help. And also we've got other products that haven't even been translated yet. And also there's an Amazon program called the Pan EU FBA program, which essentially means that we can send stock into local fulfillment centers in Germany, Spain, France, and Italy, which then automatically enables our listings to be eligible for Prime, which at the moment they aren't. So, I mean, you can probably just hear from the sound of it that there's a lot of potential there. Just
quite a lot of options.
Yeah, definitely. And to be honest with you, Greg, I had a list of so many things that I wanted to do. And it's a bit frustrating. I just haven't had the time or don't have the time to go through and do them. Because even without adding any more products, just literally, doing a little bit of work around what we've already got, I generally think you could easily double the turnover. And that's without any new products.
Right. Get into some of the opportunities here in just a moment. But before we do, how many products are you selling right now?
So there are 3 main products. One of them has 42 variations. One of them has 4 variations, and the other is just a single product. So there's about just, well, what's that, about 47 SKUs in total. And yeah, the product with the most variations, the 42 variations, that was the first product that we had running.
Do you find that that one is earning the lion's share of the income, or is it kind of spread between the products?
It's not anymore, no. One of the products that we launched last summer, over the last 12 months, that now has the lion's share of the overall revenue, and it will easily eclipse the first product.
Nice, that's good.
That we launched, because we're sort of solidified in our rankings, and everything's looking quite good now. So yeah, that one is probably responsible for the majority of the turnover now. It's easily overtaken the first one.
How stable are the earnings? Is there any seasonality at all with the product that you've noticed?
Yeah, there is some seasonality. So the first products we launched, the majority of the sales come from the winter months. So it kind of starts at the end of August and sort of trails off in February. The other product that we launched last year, that actually has quite a good consistent sales level throughout the year, but it starts to peak around actually the end of this month. It'll really start to peak. And then over the summer, it's like it literally flies off the shelf. And then the same with the other single variation product that we've got. Relatively steady sales throughout the year, but again, that's the majority of the sales will come from the summer months, so mid-May to sort of mid-September. So they kind of balance each other out, but you do have peaks, especially over the summer months and the winter months.
Well, when you order your product from your supplier, is your supplier in China? Is the factory in Europe? Where are you sourcing the products?
Yeah, they're all based in China.
Are you shipping them by air or by boat? How are you going about that?
So 2 of the products are quite small and lightweight, so we usually ship those by air. One of the other products is still a small lightweight product, but we ship it by sea just to keep our costs down and get a little bit of extra margin there. So yeah, we do a mixture of both really, but it depends. Sometimes if we need the product quickly, we'll ship it over by air. But at the moment, we use a mixture of both.
You mentioned your relationship with your suppliers. Your supplier, the guy is supplying all of these products, or do you have multiple suppliers or maybe backup suppliers as well?
Yeah, so we've got a different supplier for each product. So like I said, the first products, we've been dealing with them since we started. And I have actually got another supplier kind of as a backup that I identified quite early on. And we got samples from them, and their product was pretty good as well. But fortunately, like I said, we've been lucky. We've never had to jump ship and use another supplier. They're all really reliable, got good relations with them. So yeah, I think from that perspective, we're quite fortunate.
Definitely. You'll love this question based off what we were talking about earlier. Let's pretend you're going to keep the business and you're going to hypothetically grow the business. What would you do if you wanted to grow the business focusing on the least risky path to grow the business? What would you do?
Okay, so probably the first thing that I mentioned earlier in regards to the other EU platforms, so Germany, Spain, France and Italy. So the first thing I'll do is conduct sort of proper product launches in each of those marketplaces. And I'd also enroll in the Pan-EU FBA program, which automatically would enable all of those products to be eligible for Prime, which again gives you a boost in the overall search rankings. So that's probably the first thing I do as far as the EU goes. The other thing that we haven't really done, which is quite embarrassing to say we haven't really done, but is split testing the listings to help improve conversion rates. That's quite a straightforward one, testing pictures, titles, that kind of stuff.
Buyer could use a software like Splitly or whatever to test those listings.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, again, something quite straightforward, but potentially, you only need to increase conversions a few percent, and across the course of a year, that can make a really big difference.
Absolutely.
Also expanding into the States as well. Before my father's accident, we actually ordered some stock that was supposed to be going over to the States, but again, because of me having to sort of focus on the family business, I just never really got round to actually doing that. But for the products that we've got, the sales volume in the States is huge compared to the UK. And again, it's not enormously competitive as well. So that is a massive potential for growth.
Is there anything you would do differently if you kind of just threw caution to the wind, decided to be incredibly risky, and just wanted to grow the business as fast as possible?
If I wanted to grow it as fast as possible, so the first thing I would do is probably just get stock sent over to the States. And the current supply that we've got for the product that we launched in the summer last year that has 4 variations, They have got some amazing product. Their product line looks awesome. Yeah, I mean, I was quite excited when I started working with them because I could just see that, we could roll out so many products from them and just expanding to the States. I could see
Huge market, yeah.
oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, the UK is tiny compared to the States. And
What works well in UK often works well in the USA too, so.
yeah, like I said, it was just really bad timing because, I'd already placed the order and everything was good to go. And then I kind of just, had to focus on other things. So it was a little bit frustrating, really, because
I'm sure.
I had all these plans and they kind of had a spanner in the works and we never got around to doing it. But yeah, definitely. Talking about really not going down the path of least resistance, just going out into the States and launching there, I think straight off the bat, that would be probably the quickest way to grow it.
What do you think the biggest risk is with a business like this buyers should be aware of?
I think you need to have a good grasp of your numbers and inventory management. I think that was the one thing in the early days that I kind of struggled with, is just keeping an eye on your cash flow and making sure that you're not ordering too much stock, making sure you've got enough money you're keeping enough cash back to replace the stock you're selling, and obviously growing. Just keeping an eye on the figures is so, so important. And I think it's one area that a lot of people don't focus enough time, and they can either get themselves in trouble cash flow wise or see all the money coming in and think, oh, great, put that in my pocket and go and buy shiny things. And yeah, it's easy to do because it's a great little business. But yeah, you, like anything, you just got to keep an eye on the figures and just make sure you know your numbers, and just keep an eye on cash flow. I'd say hands down, that's probably the biggest thing that, as far as a risk goes, that you just need to be conscious of.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you actually on that. I've met many Amazon FBA sellers that their Achilles heel usually is the logistics side of things, it seems. So
yeah,
definitely a good point. When it comes to maintaining this business at its current level, what are you doing right now on like a weekly or maybe a monthly basis to maintain it?
So basically every day, so I've got a tool called Cash Cow Pro that I use. And basically what that does, it plugs into our Amazon account and you can log in and it gives you an overview of all of your sales for the day, week, month, year. And you can keep an eye on your keyword rankings, see where the products are, making sure you're not slipping down the rankings for any reason. So I'll literally log in, I'll have a look at that and just make sure that, everything's looking okay. And I keep a quick eye on the Amazon PPC campaigns. And that's pretty much it, to be honest, every day. My VA, as I said, she does all of the customer service and she looks at all the listings every day to make sure everything's all good there. So day to day, it's like I said, it's minimal. Once a week, I'll sort of go over the Amazon sponsored products reports, the PPC reports. That can take about an hour or so. So that's a little bit more involved. And then every month there are, things like, checking your stock levels, replenishment alerts. And there are a few other things we do in the background as well that aren't necessarily essential, but it's just like a bit of housekeeping. And again, that's probably an hour, maybe 2 hours a month. So it's very, very minimal. So yeah, I mean, like I said, the VA, she's pretty doing the bulk of the day to day.
I'm assuming the VA would be coming with the business as well, or?
Yeah, she would, yeah.
Excellent. Moving to some wrap-up questions here. Would you be willing to sign a non-compete with the buyer?
Yeah, absolutely. The business I'm in at the moment isn't internet-based. So, I mean, I'm not going to be doing anything remotely connected to this going forward. But yeah, no, I'm more than happy.
Awesome. How much support would you be willing to offer that buyer?
Well, I'm pretty flexible in that regard. So yeah, I'm happy to do, Skype calls. I've got quite a lot of documentation that I've kind of written up as I've gone along. But I mean, from that regard, I'm more than happy to help as much as I need to.
And obviously the best case scenario here for you and for Empire Flippers is someone comes in and buys this for full list price, but would you at all be open to a split or earn out, say 80% up front, 20% after a certain training period, or perhaps an earn out of some kind?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I mean, like with the payment side of things, just like with with the support, I'm pretty flexible. It's not like I need to sell it and, I need the whole lot of cash in one go.
It's got a hole in my pocket.
Yeah. No, I'm completely flexible with all of it, really. So, yeah, I'm happy either way.
Excellent. Before I ask you my final question here, I just want to give a quick summary of the business again for everyone out there listening in. As I mentioned at the top of the show, it was built in October 2014. has a monthly revenue of $23,643 with expenses sitting at $17,373 for that total net profit of $6,270. That is over a 12-month average, and included with the business is the portfolio of products that we talked about, and inventory can be discussed during the sales process. So with that said, Phil, my final question for you is, what is your best pitch in 30 seconds or less on why someone should purchase this business?
Well, first and foremost, it's a successful business as it is, and it really doesn't require that much work to keep it running. And I just think from a potential perspective, there's so much that could be done with it already. Like I said, expanding into the EU, into the USA, improving conversion rates. I mean, there's a long list of things that can be done to drastically, improve the revenue even further. Like I said, we've already doubled it year on year. Also, the other thing as well, I think more of the tasks to maintain the business can be outsourced to the VA. So there's plenty of room to actually further reduce the workload for any new owner. And I think it would be perfect for, maybe someone in the US that's potentially looking to break into the EU market, or an EU seller looking to expand their own operations and gain a second Amazon account, or just simply someone that wants a business that is doing well and just doesn't really require that much work to generate a nice income.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a really intriguing business. A lot of different routes of opportunity and things that a buyer can do for sure.
Definitely.
So with that said, for everyone out there, if you're watching this on YouTube and you want more information, the link will be below this video in the description, and it will take you directly to the marketplace listing. Now, if you're watching this on the actual marketplace listing and you want more information about the business, you can become a depositor today. All you have to do is click the button, make a deposit, and you'll be given everything you need to review this business. So Phil, thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure, man.
No worries. Thanks a lot, Greg. Cheers.